Okay. Hi, everyone. I have my friend Allise here, and Allise and I have been together for quite a long time. And today we're going to talk about Facebook groups. Um, are Facebook groups helpful for business? What do they do for your business? And Allise is going to share her insights because she has a hopping Facebook group, which has customers, potential customers, her team members' customers, and we'll talk about how this works. So Allise, you want to give us a little bit of background on, I know you've been doing this, the strategy that we teach, been doing it for a while. So try to go back in time. What was your Facebook strategy like before we met?
Well, I didn't have one. I just had a customer group because I thought I should have a customer group, and it did nothing. And I just felt like I was begging people to pay attention to me in the group and was juggling all the plates of customer service and retention and had no focus.
So what has changed?
Well, I have a strategy. I have a group that people listen to. Also, the Facebook strategy, once I learned that and recognized what type of posts I was putting up and what I should expect from that, right? Like, should I expect engagement or not? Then I didn't have to stress. If I'm putting up a value post, just let it be there and I'm not stressing about it. So alleviated a lot of stress. I felt like it plugged the holes that I had in my customer retention
Mhm.
and follow up, because I think in general, we're always worried about the people falling through the cracks.
Mhm.
And to me, a good customer Facebook group is that extra layer of protection. And then it also is it's a place where other people get to shine and look cool, because they might have the answer the person asks before I answer it. And that has been probably one of my most favorite parts of the customer group.
Tell us more. How do you get other people involved?
I've done a couple different things. The first thing I learned how to do was I didn't need to answer their question the exact minute they asked it. That came straight from Tasha. Um, it was okay to let it sit and see if someone knew an answer and they would pipe up. A more direct thing was I just would shoot a message to some of my customers that I knew had an amazing story. And I would just say,
Mhm.
hey, I know that your story about XYZ would really help some other people. If I helped you tell that in a way that wasn't scary, would you do that for me? So we would do testimonials every couple of weeks. I try to have someone there, and I go in spurts on that so it doesn't feel like it's just on a conveyor belt type of a
Yeah.
thing. I would also ask, I would do a poll like, who has a favorite sleep product, essential oil, right? And then just see what they would pipe up. And I think it helped them feel smart, funny, or cool.
Yeah. So helping them feel valued. So let's talk a little bit about graphics.
Okay.
Um, do you post graphics all day, every day? Obviously that. So what have you noticed since you moved off graphics? What are the types of, maybe just explain, what are the types of posts that you do? I mean, I know
Okay.
that's going to be like, obviously you explaining the social media strategy, but that's fine. I think that'll help people. So can you just explain a little bit more? So we're not doing graphics posts all the time. I'm sure there are some, right?
Mhm.
Some that make sense that are helpful. But what are the types of posts that you do?
So the only time I do a graphic is at the beginning of each month, just to show what the company's specials are, what the
Okay.
product specials are. And that's it. And I only do that because I asked the people in the group what they wanted, what the easiest way for them to know the special was. And they said a graphic. So I put that up. And then other than that, the type of posts would be like engagement posts where I'm asking a question that I just want people to feel involved. And y'all use like a Facebook background, usually is what seems to work the very most
Mhm.
best. If it's a product testimonial or a value post or a story post, they are lucky enough to get my face. Whether it is makeup, no makeup, I just got rained on, it doesn't matter. I have found that they really value just like the nitty gritty me,
Yeah.
which is kind of scary, but that is what has resonated with people. And I feel like that has translated to people being like, oh my gosh, I just tried this. This was amazing. You guys should try it too, because they don't feel like they have to be polished and cute.
Oh yeah, I love that. So it's kind of like liberating to them as well, where they don't have to go and be ready for a camera shoot in order to share
Mhm.
something that's good for community. That's good. So we asked a question in the community and then also over email, like what's hard for you comes to
Okay.
Facebook. Can I pick your brain a little?
Sure.
Okay, so for someone that's starting out, brand new starting off with your Facebook group, what advice would you give them? They've never done it before.
To not sweat the small stuff, just follow Tasha's recipe like a checklist. Don't overthink it. And when in doubt, just ask them. Like I was stressing about my monthly promo post. I didn't know what to do. I stressed about it to you, and your answer was maybe ask them if they want a video or a graphic or a
Yeah.
big newsletter list, right? And they all said, just a picture is great. So that would be my two things. Don't stress it. Just do the checklist and
Yeah.
ask them.
Awesome. Okay, I love that. Um, engagement is low. How would you address low? What is your solution to low engagement?
So, well, first of all, you'd have to just look and see if you're posting questions people want to answer, right? And one thing that I learned with you was that my questions didn't always have to do with an oil. The best engagement post I ever had was, who was your high school crush or your junior high crush? Answer with a GIF. And I think it just went nuts, right? Because everybody wants to remember who their junior high crush was and answer that with a GIF. So keep it real and just throw some things out like that, not an obnoxious amount, but just people want to know that you want to know who they are, not just what product they're using. So mix that in, I think is fun. And then getting some other people involved. Think about other people that you could ask to post so that it shows that you're valuing what other people have to say. And I feel like that will help your engagement.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Well, and what you mentioned is asking questions. I think a lot of people, they just put info. Here's info, and there's nothing to engage with. That's what makes, right? But if it's a question or post a GIF with your favorite celebrity crush from junior high, who was yours, by the way? We're here, we have to answer.
Oh my gosh, I probably put Ralph Macchio would be my gift.
Oh, really?
I know.
I would probably say, I'm trying to think of what age, but I mean, we watched Legends of the Fall, even though it's a horrible, very traumatic movie too many times.
Yeah.
So Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves had
Yeah.
all the posters. Also Dean Cain from Lois and Clark.
Oh, yes. Yes. I was a little old by the time that one came around, but yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I guess I have a thing for Asians.
Oh, maybe. Here's another good question while I'm thinking about it. Junior prom theme song. Everybody wants to look up the GIF of the junior prom theme song and post it.
Oh my
Seriously,
gosh, I don't even remember. That's funny.
you
That's
don't
a,
remember your theme song? Debbie Gibson, I Get Lost in Your Eyes.
yeah, I do not remember. Very good. Very good. Um, I always get the same people to respond.
Oh, okay. Like you didn't tell me these questions ahead of
I
time.
know, I know.
I don't know. Always get the same people to respond. You could, what I would do, because I've never dealt with this before, but I think if I was going to have an idea, I would message a couple people and be like, hey, I happen to know that you have toddlers and you must have figured out a way to help them nap better. Would
Mhm.
you mind answering the question I just posted on Facebook?
I love that. So what I'm hearing you say is you actually talk to the people in your group?
Well, yeah, they're my
Oh,
friends.
interesting. Very good. Well, and I think, what do you think is the reason that you don't only have the same people? Because I think actually you probably don't have this problem, which is why you never had to solve it. So what is it that prevents the problem that, in your opinion?
Man, I think it's just has over time, I've tried to really cultivate that community awareness. I grew up with Mr. Rogers, and sometimes I even post about him. And I like everyone is our neighbor, right? And so just helping to promote that. I also do take the time when people do comment, I reply to their comment, or I write there in the group, like, oh my gosh, thanks. I had never thought of that before. I really try to edify them. And then a lot of times I will also go into Messenger and be like, tell me the rest of that story. I wonder, there's got to be more details. And then I feel like that helps them feel like I value them.
Yeah, I love that. So how much time do you think you spend a week on your Facebook group when you first built it, like the first 90 days, and then now you're in more maintenance mode?
So when I first built it, oh boy, I would probably say 3 hours a week to go through and get the post written and figure out what picture of myself I was going to take.
Okay.
Now, an hour a week.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half. It would depend. Like if it's a super cool month, I do. So every Tuesday I get on live and I do like a 5-minute tip.
Mhm.
So that takes a little bit of scheduled time, but other than that, everything's kind of on autopilot.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. How do you think getting good at this Facebook group thing has impacted your income and your ability to care for your family? That's really all we're here for, right?
Exactly. It has created much more of a stable volume sales on my team, because we all have people who bring in people and then they don't continue to support them. And this has given me that great umbrella to be able to know who they are and support them. So I feel like it stabilized orders. And then it's also, people invite their friends to our group. And then that is a way to help them with an essential oil too, right? Or whatever your product
Yeah.
is. And that increases. So because I've eliminated that one stress of not having a focus, how am I helping these people? Always trying a different strategy, always chasing after whatever new shiny object there was, eliminating that just makes my family happier because I'm not always trying a new strategy. We have been doing the Facebook for a long time, and I do not see that changing at all in the near future because it works.
Yeah, like probably 4 years.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, for reals, yeah, easy 4 years.
Well, last picking your brain question, I think maybe. What do you think helps you to be consistent?
Initially, it was just that I knew if you said it was going to work, it was going to work. And I needed to offload some of the weight of trying to take care of everyone. So it was like, I am just going to follow the recipe, right? I'm just going to do it because mom said to, sort of a thing. And then as it started to work, it was like freeing. And so that's why it works, is because you just do it.
Yeah.
Did I answer that question all the way?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in the beginning, it's a commitment, is what I heard you say. And then after that, you're like, oh, this actually works. And then it's motivating. I think
It's
what's not motivating, right, when people are talking about consistency, is because if they're writing non-engaging posts because they don't know any better, is what I would call it, then obviously, why would you be consistent with something that isn't making an impact?
right.
And I think that's really hard. Like I am more consistent when people are responding to things. I'm less consistent when people are not responding to things because it feels like a big waste of time. And so that's what I heard you say in that.
And just to remembering that, and you always say this, what you did 90 days ago is what you're seeing in your business today. So making sure you give it that time, right? And initially I picked 4 topics, one for each week, and I had them planned out and we just did them, whether no matter what, that is what we were going to do. And now I feel like you can ebb and flow with a little bit more, and it's a little bit more fun because it doesn't have to stay as structured because I know how to get those results.
Yeah, I love that. Any other thoughts or advice that you would like to give to the community? Other than, of course, come to the workshop. It's going to be epic.
Right.
But other than that, do you have thoughts?
just that it really does work. And anytime you can find something in your business that can increase your productivity and decrease the amount of work you have to do, that's what you need. That's what we need. That's what we all want to work towards. And this is something that I really feel like is checked off my list because I took the workshop, I did the things, it got fun, and now I can reap those benefits. So I would just say, well, I guess that is just basically, I told them to just do it. There's my
That's
advice.
fine. I mean, that is what it is. I think in general, there's a lot of really good tidbits for those of you that are exploring the Facebook group situation. And in your experience right now as a business owner in 2024, Facebook group's dead.
No. Mm-mm. No, mine's still great.
All right. Well, I think they need to know that as well. So thank you so much, Allise, for sharing your experience and your wisdom and being so gracious with just my random rapid fire questions that with zero prep time. Nailed it. And I hope anyone who's watching or listening to this, I hope this was really helpful for you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks. See ya.